Today, we have Mrs. Vaishnavi with us to talk about United World Academy, which is located in Bangalore. Let us talk to her to understand the school in length and breadth. To start off, a basic question that every parent wants to know in regards to any school. What made you to choose this school over the other schools which are there? In the process of you researching about schools, what made United World Academy stand out? It would be great for the parents to know about it.
Yeah, I think from a parent's perspective, it's always that $1,000,000 question. For me, actually, we were looking for a boutique school. That was really the guiding light for us. And when I say boutique school, I think there are various definitions of how you define boutique. For us, it was essentially class size. So we wanted a relatively small class strength. And we wanted a school that wasn't solely academic in nature. So we wanted the kids, because our kids are still very young, we wanted them to be kids. So we didn't want to kind of throw them in the deep end where they only have to study or that there's significant pressure on academics. So I think those were the two driving forces. But I think primarily, if I had to give you just one big reason, it would be the class strength. Because I think unlike other schools in this area, there's a focus here on sort of personal interaction and letting each child be seen and heard rather than having them, kind of be one face in a sea of children.
Okay, so because you have rightly mentioned about urge of parents who are seeing something beyond academics in the school. So what do you think that you found in United World Academy that which is there beyond academics, which is helping parents choose it? What are those aspects in the school which are actually beyond academics, which is helping the child to maybe
Yeah.
have a better perspective of the world?
I think quite a few things. So even at this age, like my daughter just turned 4, and even at this age, they have a various subject teachers. So it's not like one class teacher is handling everything. They have subject matter experts for drama, swimming, PE, music, art. There was a parent interaction just like a couple of weeks ago, and I even saw them. Like there was a chess teacher in the classroom. I had no idea that it was even part of the curriculum.
Okay.
But yeah, you have early years learning chess as well, which is, I mean, I feel like the more exposure they have at an early age, the better. Whether they understand it or not, I mean, it's very unlikely that a 4-year-old or 5-year-old is even understanding the way chess works or just all of that. But it's great to have them be exposed to all these things, and rather than rote learning, which both my husband and I were very, very against. We didn't want them to go to a school and just learn out of a textbook. And again, I think it all kind of boils down to how many children there are in a class, because the smaller the number, the more attention you can give each child, the more tailored you can make the program. So whether it's going out for nature walks, in the campus and having them learn science through touching and feeling trees and plants and things like that, I think that was really the crux of it for us.
Oh, nice. So nice to learn about the touch and feel of nature, which is actually very important for those younger kids who are actually have the uptake to learn so many things about this. But yeah, anyways, because we spoke about teachers as well in the conversation that you spoke about. If you would like to throw some light on our teachers in the school, how helpful or how assistive or how reachable are they for you as a parents as well?
So I'll answer this in two parts. One, I'll answer the second part first, which is the approachability. I find the approachability to be it's very direct. So if I want to connect with the teacher, I just have to send an email and I get an instant response. I mean, within a day or two.
Okay.
So in that sense, it's very easy to access teachers and get information or share information, or if there are concerns to be shared. My son, for example, is asthmatic. So we have a medical protocol in place for him at school in case, he has an asthmatic attack or whatever. So the nurse is aware, the teachers are aware, the head of early years is aware. And I made sure to share that right in the beginning. So email works really well. I think that's the primary mode of communication. But even otherwise, if you want to kind of approach a teacher and say, listen, I want to have like a one-on-one interaction with you, they're very open to hearing thoughts and feedback. So, and in addition to that, of course, there are parent-teacher meetings that happen pretty regularly. But outside of that, they're very approachable. I don't see any concern in that area at all. It's great.
Okay, great. And now another growing concern for especially this early year parents is the security aspect of the school. We have seen certain parents who do not choose certain school because there is no ramp instead of steps, because there is chance of children being falling down from the stairs. So how do you think United World Academy ensured that the security of the kid is good while transportation or in the school or while coming back to home. If you can maybe throw some light on the security aspect that you'll have to with, or if you have any concerns there.
Yeah, I think broadly speaking, rather than security, I would compartmentalize it into safety and inclusion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, in terms of, let me start by talking about safety. This is not something that I've experienced firsthand in terms of concerns because I've been dropping both my kids by car.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but having said that, we've actually moved slightly away from school. We were pretty close by earlier. Now we moved slightly away. So next year we're opting for the bus. I don't feel very concerned by it. Like it isn't something that I'm concerned about in terms of, oh, will they be safe in the bus? Because there is there's an attendant with them all the time.
Okay.
They're assisted all the way up to the classroom by an attendant. So it's not classroom. Like there's a pretty long pathway. There's an open pathway, and then so they're escorted at all times. It's not like
Okay.
they're left to their own devices. So I mean that part is fine. In terms of
Okay.
inclusion, I don't really think this comes under security per se, but I just sort of want to mention it. So inclusion, I find this school to be super duper inclusive. So my son has certain learning deficits in terms of just he's slightly slow to pick up things. And that was also actually one of the biggest driving forces behind choosing this school, because I called about 10-15 schools before sort of taking the admission here. And while most schools say, yeah, we're inclusive, we promote diversity, nobody really practices it. So this is one school that really has been a breath of fresh air. I mean, not that I'm very experienced with other schools, so I really can't say, I can't talk on behalf of other schools, but from my personal experience, they've been really accepting, welcoming, and it's never the case where I come to school and I've never come for a parent-teacher meeting and heard bad things. They always sort of highlight the strengths. Regardless of the weaknesses, every child has weaknesses, but I've never heard them point them out. They've always focused on the strengths. So I think I don't know if this answers your question. You asked me about security, but I thought this was like a nice little nugget to add because it's something that really plays a significant role.
Yeah, it was so good to hear so many good things about the school. I'm so glad that you're so positive about the school as well. And if you can be a little more critical and have that hat and try to understand certain aspects of school where it needs to get improved, so it can be a fair feedback to the school as well. So that if you be a little critical about the school, what would you like to talk about it?
I really don't have specific areas of concern.
Okay.
Not really. Not really. I think, I was explaining to another parent the other day, I think because the school is so new, because they're just like 3-4 years old, they're very, very eager to shine. And everybody's on a first name basis with everybody. Like everybody knows all the parents, all the staff. They know us by our first name. They know our kids by their first name. And I'm not even just talking about the class teachers. It's a very, very small, intimate environment. So I don't have concerns yet. Of course, as every school grows, as the strength grows, then there tends to be a sense of complacency that sets in where, they say, no, we are like this and we will not change. We've not reached that stage yet with this school. So right now, I really don't have any points of concern. I would have told you otherwise. Nothing comes to mind right now.
Oh, great. What is the fees that you're paying or the range of fees? It would be great if you can let us know, because you already said you're not opted for transportation or so, but if you can let us know if there is any food fees or normal tuition fees, maybe for the parents to know about the school better.
Yeah. So I can't recall what it is for primary, but I mean, I can share what it is for early years. So both my kids are in the early years program, and the fee for last year was 2 lakhs per annum. And then, of course, as they grow older and they enter higher grades, then it increases, as is the case for every school. But for early years 1 and 2, it was 2 lakhs per annum. And early years 1 and 2 would be the equivalent of a nursery and LKG in other schools. I think another really good thing is that everything is included in the fee. I know there are some schools that take an annual fee, and then there are, things that are not included in that, like field trips and extracurricular activities, and there are things that crop up. But when I say 2 lakhs, that includes everything. So never have I received an email where they've asked for extra, payment for this or that. So I think that's also important.
So is the food also included in the fees, or you actually said
it is?
Great.
Yeah, they get 4 meals a day. There's breakfast, snack time, lunch time, and then there's another snack time just before they leave. So it's 4 meals. So they're well fed. I don't have to worry about sending like a tiffin from home and all of that, because they also leave home pretty early. So it would have been pretty difficult to accommodate a tiffin at that time.
Okay.
So yeah, so that food is taken care of, and that, yes, to answer your question, it is included in the fee.
Great. And now, if we can know, how much do you want to rate the school on
The
scale
rating,
1 to
yeah.
10?
So 10 being the highest.
Yeah, 10 being the highest. Yeah. And you can be as critical as possible, because it's all about other parents to understand school.
I always see things as half class school. So, but also I think, every school has room for improvement. Not that I can point any out at the moment, since I didn't have an answer for your question, but just to kind of answer your question in a practical way, I'd probably give it a 9. And I'm cutting that 1 mark for no good reason, just, because nothing is ever perfect. But yeah.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, Vaishnavi. Great talking to you. And I'm sure parents out there will have something from this to take out. Thank
I
you so
hope
much
so.
for your time. It's nice talking to you.
Likewise.